From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, August 17th. The state of Indiana is reeling from historic and catastrophic flooding from over the last few days. At this point, 7 people have died in the weather since last week. Indiana is simply underwater, and communities are doing their best to start cleaning up as schools are on delays and closed throughout central Indiana. And our Storm Track 8 team is tracking some showers this morning, but it seems like there are drier days ahead. Here's Marcus Bailey.
Some downpours right now up around Pendleton. And these are areas we don't necessarily need rain. Fishers up around the Cicero area and then rolling through toward Anderson. We'll head to the east, southeast corner of Delaware County. We actually do have a flood warning for kind of the northeastern corner of Randolph County until 8:15 because of some of these heavier downpours. And then down south actually is where we have the most consistent rain. Heavier showers right now with some, actually no thunderstorms. I don't have any lightning strikes. Heavy rain right now, Monroe County, Greene County, and then southwestern Indiana, which these are areas that can actually take on some heavier rain, maybe some stronger storms once you get closer to the Ohio River. So we'll watch this. It is drying out to the west though, so I don't think this is gonna be an all day thing. Storm Track 8 Futurecast as we roll it here through 9 o'clock. Has the rain clearing our area, and then actually the clouds starting to break. There could be a few blips here and there as we get later on into the afternoon hours, but again, for the most part, I think we're going to be in pretty quiet shape here for the afternoon. 72 right now, obviously raining at the airport, southwest wind at 3 miles per hour, river flooding. Still some gauges that are in moderate stage on the high end, but we have no major flooding ongoing in the state of Indiana. But still some issues, especially when you get down into Johnson County and Morgan County there, which we'll talk about a lot throughout daybreak here this morning. 75 at noon. We're going to go high of 80 with partly cloudy skies later on for the day today. Watch for fog development overnight tonight. And look at this. I do have some much lower rain chances, but they're not zero over the next 5 days. We'll talk about why I feel pretty optimistic in my Storm Track 8 forecast.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app, bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecast, radar, and Indiana sports, all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
Across Indiana, 7 deaths have now been linked to the recent severe weather. In Newcastle, police say a bicyclist is dead after falling into a hole when flooding washed away a road. We have video of the ravine at Riley Road near Crescent Drive. We showed it to you after things washed away last week. Police say 31-year-old James Breyer went around the emergency road closure signs on his bike Saturday night and fell into a collapsed part of the road. Police say flash flooding washed away the underlying infrastructure and shattered the pavement there. In Morgan County, the Madison Township Fire Department says crews rescued 10 people and pets from their homes last night after floodwaters began to rise at Smoky Row Road and State Road 144. It happened at around 8 last night after a quarry levee failed. Crews say the river levee has not failed, but there's high water at the intersection and along Centenary Road and Lane. Officials also say the water has washed away a portion of Smoky Row Road, but crews will not know the extent of the damage until the water levels recede. They are warning you to please not drive through any area that still is covered in water. In Indianapolis, city leaders are asking people to stay out of the Ravenswood neighborhood. Streets are submerged. Homes are still surrounded by water. News 8's Kat Sandoval shows us how neighbors are handling the historic flooding.
In Ravenswood, some streets are still closed, like the one behind me, and neighbors are coming home to devastating destruction from several feet of water.
This was a catastrophic, 7:30 to 9:30 Saturday morning, it rose 4 feet.
David Bartram has lived in this home for more than 30 years, and he hasn't seen nor experienced anything like this. Water from the Ravenswood Lake and White River flooded his home.
This is the front door. You can see the water level was at least hip deep.
Water rose at least 3 feet inside his home Saturday, lifting his fridge and slamming it to the ground. Heavy dressers, a washer and dryer were knocked over, his bed completely soaked, and there's still water in parts of his home as he walks me through the damage. Years of memories washed away.
Right here, and that's being up on 7-inch blocks.
This couldn't come at a worse time. David's daughter is getting married this coming Saturday, and some of her wedding flowers floats by.
She had her flowers here. We were able to salvage most of those. But yeah, it's just been a rough day. Well, just knowing that those were okay. I mean, that was probably my biggest concern.
David tells me this has all been emotional.
There's nothing, it's just possessions. I have my health, I have my dog, my cat, my family. We have a wedding to look forward to.
But through all of this, he is grateful his family is safe and that he has insurance. And he says he's going to rebuild because he loves this community. Outside, neighbors are also trying to make the best of a difficult situation. The Marion County Emergency Management Agency is warning Ravenswood residents to not return to their homes if they're flooded or if there's structural damage. Officials say floodwaters should continue to go down through Tuesday. David and his family have evacuated and are currently staying with his sister. Reporting in Ravenswood, I'm Kat Sandoval for Wish TV, wishtv.com.
In Carmel, the floodwaters have washed away the Hazeldale Parkway Bridge. It's just south of 106th Street. We have drone video and pictures from the city on wishtv.com right now, but it just gives you a glimpse of the devastating damage as Hamilton County now shifts to recovery mode. Carmel leaders say the rising floodwaters and backflow from the White River washed away materials behind the bridge and created sinkholes that caused the road to give out. Carmel City Council member says the bridge will take months to fix and you should plan routes around it. The city says the official detour is Gray Road and 106th Street. President Donald Trump has approved a disaster declaration for Indiana. Governor Mike Braun says you can apply right now for disaster assistance. News 8 government reporter Garrett Bergquist caught up with the governor at the State Emergency Operations Center.
Officials have been coordinating the state's response for the past week here at the State Emergency Operations Center. That response now looks set to receive federal help.
Indiana faces record flooding while it cleans up from the windstorm that swept through the region.
If you just had 3 or 4 inches, you wouldn't be seeing what you're seeing in Anderson or Indianapolis. But you had 10 to 12 inches in places, and as it moves down and you get more rain to boot, that's where you get into a situation like this.
This is a historic event for Indiana. We had the floods in 2008. That was the sort of previous record, or potentially previous record. I expect this to be a very extensive cleanup and recovery operation almost statewide.
Braun says he talked to President Donald Trump by phone Saturday afternoon. Trump has now approved an emergency declaration. This unlocks up to $5 million in immediate assistance.
It's important because it brings things into bear when it comes to, excuse me, especially like uninsured homes, that part of it. And homeowners, if you've got insurance, you need to get with them right away. Underinsured and uninsured will be where that federal nexus comes in to help.
Whittam says saving lives is the top priority for the next couple of days. He says officials will move into recovery operations once the water goes down. That will help them figure out what kind of federal relief they need.
It will take us weeks to really gather that detail, that level of detail on the total extent and the total damage, but that's the type of information we need to go the next step with FEMA, with another declaration request for additional opportunities for assistance for these disaster survivors.
Braun says to contact the Indiana Department of Insurance if you have trouble with your insurance company, and call 211 to report needs such as emergency shelter. Officials say that will help them determine what is needed where.
Now, we don't yet have a dollar figure for how much this will cost the state of Indiana, but the director of the Indiana Department of Homeland Security says at a minimum, it likely will cost in the tens of millions of dollars. At the State Emergency Operations Center, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and wishtv.com.
Floods in eastern Indiana towards the Ohio border are devastating Wayne County. Cambridge City held a town hall last night asking people to report all damage to 211 and document any expenses. News 8's Dante Stanton gives us a look at the impact of the recent weather. I-Town Church is offering help after Anderson was hit by the historic flooding. I-Town Church in Madison, the campus there says the teams have been working around the clock for frontline workers.
Been out and helping them get food, helping them get cleaned up, even out with chainsaws and such, clearing debris, getting people's cars unstuck, and just doing everything we can to love the community. It's been a great honor. There's a lot of need, but we're honored to be a part of it.
The church says they're giving away non-perishable food, cleaning supplies, other essentials as people start returning to their homes. Connection Point in Carmel is also giving away free flood relief supplies. Food, water, cleaning supplies, sleeping bags, chargers, formula, diapers, and more are available. Pickups are between 8 in the morning to noon and then 3 to 6 p.m. daily. Supplies will be available through Thursday. If you've been affected by the recent floods and are looking for help, there are other resources available. The city of Indianapolis has launched a landing page with flood resources on indy.gov website. Page has safety information like current weather advisories and lists of resources and shelters. You can also find a list of items to donate if you're looking to help out. Hamilton County has a similar website and says you can donate cash to the Hamilton County Relief Fund if you want to help. Hamilton County also has a hotline you can call for any assistance you may need. That number is...
Carly Fry woke up to a phone call Wednesday morning that she'll likely never forget.
My fiance called me and told me that I needed to start packing a bag and to get ready to get out of the house. And when I looked out of the window, I saw my fence floating past my window.
Main Street, Cambridge City. Changing overnight from a way in and out of town to a nearly impassable river. Fry and her 3 children were just a few of the many stranded groups that had to be rescued by boat.
They got a little scared when they saw the water coming through the vents of the floor and seeping in through the doors and stuff. They got really scared, but we got them out. We were rescued by a boat. The boat drove right up to our front door, pulled us out.
For all the sunken homes, the cars that nearly vanished, and the trucks that somehow powered through, Thursday brought a renewed feeling of hope. Jeff Gwynn, a longtime Cambridge City resident, told us the water was too much for his garage until a friend stepped in with a water pump.
When the electric went out, I was pumping on my own. We lost power yesterday, so I wasn't able to do anything. So just kept filling up and filling up and filling up. So luckily I got the pump this morning about 20 minutes ago, and it's working real well.
Even with the town's famous swinging bridge nearly torn apart, there was still a feeling of positivity in the air.
We don't let anything like this set us back. You know, we're always looking forward, trying to build bigger and better, and the people around here will get it done.
Governor Braun, alongside the Indiana Department of Homeland Security, visiting Cambridge City to survey the damage by air and ensure that relief was incoming. Northwest of the devastation in Cambridge City, residents of the Foster's Landing apartments in Newcastle, like Connie Porter,
scariest time. I've never been through anything like this.
Returned to their units for the first time Friday after flooding caused a mandatory evacuation. Porter said there was nearly a foot of water inside her unit before a boat took her and 120 others to the Henry Township trustee's office.
All these donations have poured in within the last 2 days. We did open up as a shelter, so we had 25 people sleeping here.
Henry Township trustee Travis Lyle turning his office into a community center, collecting hundreds of donations and working alongside the health department to gather resources for the many locals who had been displaced.
We asked Henry County to step in and help, and they have came together, and just the outpouring of people that has brought donations has been very heartwarming.
I'm Dante Stan for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
317-645-3261. You can also take physical items to the Good Samaritan Network. You can get more information on our website at wishtv.com. Well, a lot of people are dealing with flooded basements, fallen trees, and other storm damage. Scammers are trying to take advantage of people in their worst moment. Kara Kenny with Indiana's I-Team has your tip of the week.
After a storm, many homeowners are just focused on cleaning up big messes like this one and fixing their properties as soon as possible. Scammers know this, and that's why they'll be out in full force. Scammers come into hard-hit areas, often from out of state, looking to profit out of tragedy. They may pose as a contractor, FEMA employee, or a restoration company and offer to help you clean up or fix up your property. The Indiana Attorney General's office says if they pressure you to make a decision, that's a red flag.
You'll see circumstances where individuals will come from out of state and saying, "Oh, I saw the weather. I'm from Illinois, or I'm from Ohio, I'm from Kentucky, and I'm here to help." Right? Certainly, there are folks here from those states that may be willing to help. However, there are also scammers out there that are trying to take advantage, and they often do tactics like, oh, I'll give you a rate if you pay in cash, or I will do X, Y, or Z. I've got a truck coming with supplies. You just have to pay me right now.
The best option is to work through your insurance company directly. Be leery of anyone who comes to your door or contacts you out of the blue. Another red flag, no signage on their vehicle and vague promises. Make sure to get all the details in writing and ask to see their license and proof of insurance. And lastly, never pay it all up front. Insist on a contract and pay in installments as the work is completed. That's your tip of the week. I'm Kara Kenny with Indiana's I-Team.
And at 8:40 this morning on Wish TV on Daybreak, we're going to have Attorney General Todd Rokita live in our studio for a conversation on how you can stay safe from criminals and scammers that are trying to target people affected by the floods. There's a team effort to help people recover from flooding in Indiana. The Colts, Pacers, Fever, and Noblesville Boom are all donating $250,000 to the American Red Cross. The Red Cross has staff, shelters, and resource centers following the flooding across Indiana. Colts owner Kaylin Jackson says we're all in this together.
It's going to take months on end to recover from this, and so we just encourage people to keep this in mind, keep your fellow Hoosiers and neighbors and community in mind, and come together like Indiana does so well.
Red Cross officials say the money will provide shelter, food, relief supplies, other critical resources for families in need. Of course, this is an ever fluid and evolving situation. We have the latest information at wishtv.com and on our Facebook page if you want to go find out more information now. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.